When someone asks you, why are you being so sensitive? They're not asking for information. They're asking for control. But I don't know about you, but I'm tired of pretending that manipulation is some mystery science only therapists understand. It's not. Liars have patterns. They have favorite questions. And once you know what to listen for, you'll never get played the same way again. This isn't about becoming paranoid or turning into some human lie detector. This is about protecting your peace from people who weaponize questions to make you question yourself. Because here's what nobody tells you. The most dangerous manipulators aren't the obvious ones screaming and throwing things. They're the ones who sound concerned, caring, and oh so reasonable while they're picking apart your reality. Today, we're breaking down the 5 questions that liars ask when they're trying to mess with your head, and more importantly, how to shut them down before they make you doubt what you already know is true. But first, if you're tired of people playing games with your mind, smash that subscribe button, because we're about to give you the exact playbook these manipulators use, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Trust me, your future self is going to love this. Question 1. Why are you being so sensitive? This is manipulation 101. When someone asks you this, they're not genuinely curious about your emotional state. They're trying to shame you into silence. Think about it. When has anyone ever asked, why are you being so sensitive? And then actually listened to your answer? Never. Because they don't want an answer. They want you to feel embarrassed about having feelings in the first place. Here's what this question really means. I did something that hurt you, but instead of taking responsibility, I'm going to make you feel bad for reacting normally to my bad behavior. Example. You tell your friend that their joke about your insecurities wasn't funny. Instead of apologizing, they hit you with, why are you being so sensitive? Now suddenly, you're the problem for having boundaries. Your response. I'm not being sensitive. I'm being clear about what I won't accept. Then stop explaining. Don't justify your feelings to someone who's trying to use them against you. Remember, people who actually care about you don't dismiss your feelings. They ask, what's wrong? And how can I help? Still here? Good. Because the next question is even sneakier. Question 2. Are you sure that's what happened? This is gaslighting wrapped in fake concern. When someone asks this, they're not questioning the situation. They're questioning your memory, your perception, your sanity. The scariest part? They usually ask this about things they know absolutely happened. They were there, they saw it. But they're banking on you doubting yourself more than you trust yourself. Example, your coworker takes credit for your idea in a meeting. When you bring it up later, they say, are you sure that's what happened? I remember it differently. Now you're spiraling, wondering if you imagined the whole thing. Your response? Yes, I'm sure. And the fact that you're questioning my memory instead of addressing what I'm saying tells me everything I need to know. Here's the thing about gaslighters. They count on you being reasonable. They know that healthy people question themselves sometimes. So they exploit that self-awareness and turn it into a weapon. Read the book, The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker, and you'll understand why trusting your instincts isn't just important. It's a survival necessity. Because your gut knows when someone's lying and trying to mess with your mind. Don't let them do it. Now, don't move an inch, stick around because we're just getting started. This third question is where they really reveal who they are. You really need to look out for this one. It's far more dangerous than this first 2. Question 3. Don't you think you're overreacting? Oh my gosh, another classic. This question does 2 things at once, and you might not even notice it at first. It minimizes your legitimate concerns, make you feel shame, and may even make you feel crazy for having them in the first place. When someone asks if you're overreacting, they're not asking for your opinion. They're telling you that your reaction is wrong, but they're phrasing it as a question so they can pretend they're being reasonable. Example, your partner flirts with someone right in front of you. When you express that it made you uncomfortable, they ask, don't you think you're overreacting? It was just friendly conversation. Now you're not talking about their behavior anymore. You're defending your right to have feelings about it. Your response, no, I don't think I'm overreacting. I think you're trying to change the subject from what you did to how I responded to it. In the book, Why Does He Do That? Lundy Bancroft breaks down exactly how abusers use this exact tactic to dodge accountability. Their goal isn't to solve the problem. It's to make you forget that there was a problem in the first place and to make you feel delusional about it. Wait for the plot twist that's coming, because the next question may sound supportive when you hear it, but it's actually the most dangerous of them all. Question 4. What did you do to make them treat you that way? This question is victim blaming disguised as detective work. When someone asks this, they're not trying to understand the situation. They're trying to find a way to make someone else's bad behavior your fault. The implication is clear. If someone mistreated you, you must have done something to deserve it. This question shifts the focus from the person who caused harm to the person who was harmed. Example, You tell a friend that your boss screamed at you in front of the whole office. Instead of being supportive, they ask, "What did you do to make them so angry?" Now you're scrambling to justify why you didn't deserve to be humiliated. Your response? "I didn't do anything to deserve being treated poorly." The question should be why they thought it was okay to act that way. Martha Stout in the book, The Sociopath Next Door, explains how people without empathy will always find ways to blame their victims. Now here is number 5, the last question. This one puts the icing on the cake. And believe it or not, it's the kind of question that liars ask that, well, it makes you just want to toss your freaking iPhone across the room. Assuming you have an iPhone because I have an Android instead, and so that's what I will be tossing. Question 5. Why can't you just let it go? This is the final boss of manipulative questions. When someone asks this, they're not encouraging you to find peace. They're telling you to shut up about something that's still bothering you. This question comes out when they know they messed up, they know they messed up, but they're tired of dealing with the consequences of their actions. So instead of making things right, they try to make you feel unreasonable for still being upset. Example, someone breaks a promise that was important to you. You try to talk about it and they say, "Why can't you just let it go? It's in the past." But here's the thing, it's only in the past for them because they're not the one who got hurt. Your response, "I'll let it go when it's actually been addressed, not just ignored." Emotional Blackmail by Dr. Susan Forward shows how manipulators use guilt and shame to silence their victim. They make you feel bad for having standards and sticking to them. But here's an even more interesting thought, and a bit of psychology behind it all. These questions, every single one of them. Did you notice how they work to exploit your emotions? Yep, there is a pattern. And what else did you notice about all these questions? Do you realize how they're designed to make you explain, justify, and defend your basic right to have feelings and boundaries? They turn you into the defendant in a situation where you should actually be the plaintiff. The 5-second rule by Mel Robbins reminds us to trust our very first instinct before our brain can talk us out of it. So when someone asks you one of these questions and you get that horrible gut-wrenching feeling, consider trusting that feeling for a moment because you might just be right about it. Don't let them twist your brain or logic you out of what you felt. Another book that I would recommend reading is In Sheep's Clothing by George Simon. It breaks down how manipulators use your conscience against you. They know that good people will question themselves, so they weaponize that self-awareness. Now let's dive into some real talk. There are exceptions to every rules, and you have to watch out for these exceptions. Or don't. Because here's what nobody wants to admit. Some people ask these questions because they genuinely don't know better. They learned these patterns from their own dysfunctional relationships, and they're repeating what they know. But here's what you need to understand. Their ignorance is not your emergency. You don't have to educate every person who treats you poorly. You don't have to be patient with people who refuse to respect your boundaries. Your job isn't to fix broken people. Your job is to protect your peace and surround yourself with people who don't make you question your reality. Let's review what we learned. When someone asks, "Why are you being so sensitive?" they're trying to shame you into silence. When they ask, "Are you sure that's what happened?" they're trying to make you doubt your memory. When they ask, "Don't you think you're overreacting?" they're trying to minimize your concerns. When they ask, "What did you do to make them treat you that way?" they're trying to blame you for someone else's behavior. And when they ask, "Why can't you just let it go?" they're trying to escape accountability. These aren't questions, they're weapons. And now you know how to disarm them. The people who truly care about you won't ask these questions. They'll ask, "What happened? And how can I help?" They'll validate your feelings instead of questioning them. They'll take responsibility instead of deflecting it. You deserve people who make you feel more sure of yourself, not less. You deserve people who support your boundaries instead of testing them. You deserve people who believe you the first time you tell them something hurt you. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop justifying your feelings to people who don't care about them. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into relationships that were never meant for you. If this video helped you recognize some patterns in your own life, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about protecting your peace and trusting your instincts. Drop a comment and let me know which question hit closest to home, or share your own story about shutting down a manipulator. And remember, the people who love you won't make you question whether you're worthy of love. They'll make you forget you ever doubted it in the first place. See you next time. And remember, trust yourself. You know more than you think you do.